really good bona fide people who have bought these buildings because they've been told by the Fed, don't spend any money. Lending was down about 18% last year by banks, 90% of which went to individuals and businesses, small and medium-sized businesses, that make up 70 to 90% of all the jobs out there. So you're not going to see any job recovery because the banks aren't going to lend because they want to stay in business, and that's the way it's going to be.
Absolutely. Let's go to Jason in Colorado. Jason, thanks for holding. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. 2 real quick points. And I'm sorry this is actually came to mind during Damon Vickers' segment, but the first, I can agree with some of the points Damon brought up, and certainly we do have problems worldwide, but what needs to be realized is that they are solid true inspiration of behavior, not controlling behavior. You do that and bad things start to happen. And the second point I found pretty much a sick comedy was the fact that the New World Order and folks like them think that the sheeple, as they like to put it, are pathetic because they have a herd mentality. Well, I submit to them that they actually have a herd mentality as well, in the fact that they all coalesce around fear, trying to control everybody else, and trying to control the truth. And
all right, let me get a comment on that, Jason, from Bob Chapman. Bob?
Well, they're not controlling the truth, they're creating the truth. And that's part of this propaganda, information, disinformation, and this whole thing that's been going on since the 1930s in America. And it has in other countries as well. Germany used it during the war very effectively. And so what has to happen is that we have to take away from them their ability to do that. You might call it distortion. And that's very, very important, because if we don't do that, people will never understand what's going on.
The elites just rationalize all the things they're doing, and then most of the time actually work against what they claim their aims are originally. All right, thank you, Jason. Maury, Jeff, a few others will cram you in coming up. Then I've got the man from Able Danger, Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Shaffer, coming up. You don't want to miss this.
Healthy Hearts Club presents Heart and Body Extract. Supports clean, clear arteries, healthy blood pressure levels, healthy circulation and blood flow, regular heart rate and beat. What if you could avoid heart attacks? What if you could avoid emergency room visits? What if you could avoid surgery? How? With this Heart and Body Extract. 100% organic, no negative side effects, guaranteed to work or your money back. Call now, 866-295-5305. 866-295-5305. Or order online at heartandbody.com. Take the high road to a long and healthy life. 866-295-5305 or heartandbody.com.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As they're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
This is an emergency alert. People don't die of H1N1 infection. They die from system-wide intoxication and toxic shock. Doctors call it the cytokine storm following infection and immune hyperstimulation. Vaccines with immune stimulants or toxic drugs chemicalize your body, adding to your death risk. Prevent death and reverse diseases from infections, vaccinations, and drug toxicity. Call this number to get my free special report about the flu and what to do to save lives, maybe even your own. I'm Dr. Leonard Horowitz. Order Zeolife, the world's most powerful broad-spectrum detoxifier, immune system guard, and vaccine cleanse. Avoid vaccinations and drugs. Use Zeolife and oxysilver hydrosol instead to detox and degerm your body. Stop the shock of toxicity and preventable deaths. Call 1-888-KO-GERMS. That's 1-888-KO-GERMS. Or visit zeolife.net and oxysilver.net and order your free report and package special.
Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Shaffer coming up at the 5 after. I'm going to play a clip from Fabled Enemies, Jason Bermas's film that has some clips of him testifying before Congress in the next segment. Bob Chapman, the international forecaster, is our guest. Don't forget, get a free copy of his newsletter by going to internationalforecaster.com. Invaluable information. He uses our stuff. We use his stuff. I can call Bob up and ask his view on something, and he'll have pretty close to my educated view on it. A lot of times I'll add even more. He's an invaluable source of info. Maury in Arizona, you're on the air with Bob Chapman. Go ahead. Hey, Maury, you there, buddy? Okay, he's not there. Jeff in Tennessee, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You're on the air with Bob Chapman. Go ahead.
Good. Bob, this is Jeff from Tennessee and Michigan. I've been sending you quite a bit of email over the years. It's good to speak with you.
Thank you.
The question that I have a friend of mine in Michigan that's been wiped out, the same as my family's been wiped out. That's why we're in Michigan, or in Tennessee, from Michigan. He has a 401k, and he's desperately trying to figure out where to put this thing. It's 1% interest at the bank, and then it's 3% interest at the insurance company. Do you have any recommendations?
Yes, gold and silver coins and shares. And depending upon how much money he's got, if there's millions in it, well, then he'd have to use some other things like sovereign treasuries from Canada or Switzerland. But it's pretty simple. The email address, bob@intforecaster.com. You email me, and you tell me the problem, and I'll get you the answer and all the people to work with.
All right, Jeff, I'm going to jump some more, get in. Alan in Arizona, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm calling to tell you that they're doing random searches out here. DPS, my buddy said he just saw 5, and I'm driving around looking for them. But
sir, they're going to have naked body scanners on the streets of America. It's been announced. I mean, this is everything TSA does on airports, they've said is going nationwide. Totally unconstitutional.
Yep, it's happening right here before our eyes. I just came out, but I guess I'm a little late to get pictures. But their DPS is crawling all over the place. And I wanted to bring one other point up that's very important. There is a family court judge who is running for re-election, and he's going to run unopposed. His name is Stephen Jones in Las Vegas, and I encourage anybody in Las Vegas to please find a competent constitutional attorney to run against him.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to let you go. I appreciate your call. Yeah, so much of this is, even our great listeners, Bob, who are great people, they're not running for office, they're not taking action, they're not involved. We need everybody to take action. You don't have to save the world by yourself. Everybody doing a little something every day will bring these people down.
And you're absolutely right about it. You just a little bit here, a little bit there. It's esprit de corps. We got to work together.
Well, that's what it takes, Bob, and I agree with you. Time is running out for the New World Order. I mean, they are so arrogant, they are so criminal, they are so out in the open. They think they're going to get away with it. They're openly announcing world government. It's going to be rough years ahead, but in the end, we can see a victory.
And it's not far away. In the next 3 or 4 years, we'll be able to stop them. But you've got to help us. We can't do it on our own.
And it's just waking up a neighbor, waking up a police officer, going to county commissioner's court or city council and speaking, going to your state legislature, shaking hands, talking to the legislatures, telling them you don't want New World Order, you don't want bigger government, suing corrupt politicians,